Hello everyone, glad to be back. Today is 18th of January, now it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon Moscow time. I'm Levan Gudadze and this is new episode of Headlines, program in which I share headlines of the news that I will report about on my Patreon in about hours time as a second main update. If you are interested in additional volume of news from Russia, please consider to subscribe to my Patreon page. You can see links under this video in description box or in the pinned comment. That's been said, let's talk about headlines. And first is news from RIA Novosti, and I guess all the other media outlets report about it, that Russian armed forces liberated settlement Veseloe on Donetsk direction. So let me show you on the map this settlement. It's northern side of Solidar, or southern flank of Seversk. This settlement here, and in previous updates I did mention this southern flank of Seversk quite a number of time, and share information about increased pressure of Russian armed forces in this direction, and basically on all the sectors of the front line. And well, we have now concrete results of that increased pressure. Ukrainian units were forced to withdraw from Veseloe. I guess it will not take long before Russian armed forces will establish control over the Razdolovka settlement, also on the southern flank of Seversk, and most likely we will see significant increase in intensity of clashes in Belogorovka area on the eastern side of Seversk, and in Serbiansky forestry also. Interesting news, breaking news for this moment, I will say. But let's continue with other news. TASS news agency's headline that Russian air defense systems shut down 2 Ukrainian .U tactical missiles during the previous 24 hours. Also headline that Zelensky more and more often is becoming out of control of his Western curators. This was stated by Foreign Minister of Russian Federation Sergei Lavrov. Next headline is that well, France's defense minister made a statement that French war economy is benefiting from Ukraine tensions, and well, in the second update on Patreon I will share with you with our Patreon community additional information about these statements of French defense minister and what he meant. But the statement itself is quite telling, because, well, for France and for many other Western states, for all of them, basically, Ukrainian crisis is an opportunity to make more money. And they are not hiding it. They are saying it quite openly. RT's report with headline that Russia not a threat, according to new NATO member. And of course, we are talking about Finland. Finnish foreign minister did made such a statement and then tried to justify anyway why Finland joined NATO. Also statement, also headline from Interfax, news for Interfax, that head of Bashkiria, Russian Republic, made statements that there are some forces inside and outside of Russia that are trying to destabilize Bashkiria region by using their local assets and some people that are mistaken. And probably many of you did know that during the previous several days there were some disturbances in Bashkiria because of sentence to one of the local activists who was formerly green activist, but eventually he was used by anti-Russian forces, let's say, hostile forces outside of Russia, and with the with social pages, different type of social media. They did try to destabilize situation. This green activist was sentenced for 4 years few days ago because of his extremist views and extremist statements towards foreign migrants or foreign economical migrants that are working here, coming in Russia and working. And whatever the case, as I said, hostile states, their secret services are using any opportunity to destabilize situation in Russia in different regions, and Bashkiria is no exception, although I have to note that local law enforcement agencies did work much better than it happened in Dagestan several months ago, and situation is under full control there. Although head of Bashkiria, of course, comment on the situation, and he said that more work have to be done to prevent any such situation in the future. Let's continue now. And by the way, I did report yesterday on my Rumble channel during the live stream about all this story with Bashkiria. RIA Novosti is news and headline that Pakistan armed forces are on high alert. And this is, of course, due to recent Iranian strikes on terrorist bases in Pakistan, and Pakistani strike on terrorist bases in Iran. Both sides targeted the same terrorist group that are basically fighting, according to them, for independence of Balochistan region. Majority of this region is Pakistani territory, although these terrorists are claiming Iran's territory also as a part of Balochistan, that they want to create independent Balochistan. Whatever the case, sides exchange fire, although they didn't target each other's militaries. They targeted the same terrorist organization. And the regional countries are calling both sides to, to be cautious, not to provoke any significant escalation on state level between the states. And India also react on recent developments between Iran and Pakistan, and commenting on Tehran's attacks in Balochistan province of Pakistan, New Delhi called it an act of self-defense. Of course, on Patreon, in second update, I will share a little more information about India's position. Next headline is from Interfax. Parliament of Azerbaijan call government of this former Soviet Republic to cut all economical ties with France due to anti-Azerbaijani political steps of government of France. Well, let's see how situation will develop between the two countries. But Azerbaijan, I remind you, dear friends, that Azerbaijan is a major regional country when it comes to energy sector. So threats from Azerbaijan will be received at least by French business that are involved in energy, one way or another, in energy sector, quite seriously. Next headline is from RT. Dozens of countries want to join BRICS, according to Lavrov, and of course there is number of countries that are already express their willingness to join this organization. RT's report that Russia's economy can overtake Japan's within 4 years. This was stated by Maxim Reshetnikov, economy minister of Russian Federation. And of course, all the details, all the additional news in my second update on Patreon. This is it for now. Short summary, by the way. Hopefully you will find this program headlines useful and somewhat informative, and if so, please click that like button, leave some commentary, and share video with your friends. And if you think this project with several channels, several programs are useful, interesting, informative, and deserves to exist in this field of news and political commentary, please consider to support my work with small donations through PayPal, buy me a coffee, or by subscribing to my Patreon page. You can see links under this video in description box or in the pinned comment. This is it for now. I just remind you that in about hour's time I will upload the second main news update on Patreon, and later on, about 9 o'clock this evening, I will have a live stream on my Rumble channel. As I said, you can see all the links under this video in description box or in the pinned comment. Have a great day and take care.